It's do-it-yourself, Business 101, and I try to find wildlife. Here at the Porch Project, dedicated to all those people trying to make a channel, fighting the bobbleheads, naysayers, and trolls, a Furby named Troll. You're gonna have to learn to be a salesman. Learn what not to talk about. Try begging for donations and sponsors. I think it was hilarious. This is one of my ideas. Man versus bikini. The difference between how we think. I'm all about the money, but yet I still love a nice ass. Barely. Woody was calling for his girlfriend. He may just like my tree, but woodpeckers love it. He was calling out real hard for his ladies, digging for bugs. I'm not sure, but I tell you, like the first picture, it's hard to get pictures of wildlife, really, if you're just wandering around. Look at that red crown. It's a male. Welcome to the YouTube podcast. Come and listen to a story about a man named Steve sitting on his couch, completely at ease. And then one day he was shooting at some food out of nowhere. Pop YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment. Alright, so how many old men tried to use YouTube? 66, almost 66. Trying to express their opinions that people should know what's going on in the world. And, that I've raced Carmen Diaz. This little thing knows it. That's a hot looking little car. But put a rear engine, Econo, air cooled, in the dirt and try to make it fly. Oh, I don't know how good my hair looks at 4 in the morning, but this is the best I could do with a square block in making a Carmen Ghia race car. All in red, white, and blue, because I'm all American. Politics, probably shouldn't discuss it. What happened? What's going on? Tesla, know what's going on in the war. Trucks, renewable energy. Daggone, man. One of the hardest things in making a channel is keeping all the batteries going. I don't know. I want to save the planet, but doggone. Now, real estate. Doesn't that look awesome? I could go duck hunting there, make a big production, But 80% of America can't afford that. Probably I might be able to finance it, but I don't have much of a working career left. Be able to pay the debt. I'm trying to teach people that start with nothing that YouTube is a hobby and that their time would be better invested in a hobby with potential than spending hours playing. This isn't. Try and figure out how to get your podcast. This cameraman stuff, I wish I had one. I don't know. I probably get all messed up. Your podcast. I got it up on my screen, trying to develop a channel. I've been at it a couple of years. But, hobbies last a lifetime if you're a young person. I've been doing hobbies with potential forever. That's the reason I can sit on my porch and on a Friday morning in my purple PJs and make a channel. My poor little rabbit Sweetie is, I'm sure, hiding out because we're babysitting the daughter's dog, and I've allowed a predator on the porch. Sweetie's hiding like you guys because there's a predator at the door. But look, he's the best. And there's a lot of old people and what's your hobbies? I've been working on cars forever. Built a 300 square foot home for $3,000. Maybe. Looks cold where he lives. Bunker busting bombs. That's a cool airplane, that's the stealthiest. We wonder why we pay our taxes and try to, but that thing, if you're an ex-Marine like me and have some sort of, I was groomed to be a soldier, Grandpa in World War I, Dad, the end of World War II, And so, the only reason we can do most everything and the whole world looks at us to try and protect a way of life that is Judeo-Christian, I guess. Don't bring up religion. But remember, one of my goals is autobiography, and this is for, I don't know, 33% of the world believes some of this. Now this is funny. My tractor thinks it's a Tesla. I haven't listened to it yet. But if it's anything about I can work harder than a battery, I can't do enough work with all the batteries I have to charge, and electricity is an expensive form of energy compared to natural gas. Others, if you look at the financial side of it, come up with a genius idea and try to build it with $1.32 parts. I don't know about this one or that one. Hey, sweetie, come out. Dang, dangerang. I haven't seen her for a day. I knew she was hiding. She might even go outside. I'll have to show her real quick if I could get a photo. I don't know. My sweet little girl. There she is. My porch rodent, saved her from out of my backyard. Freckles, my first backyard rabbit, had her in a nest. It's on my channel. American Cottontail giving birth. I know it says a year ago, but it's older than that. And it was in the beginning when I was learning this and showing you could do it with a cell phone. Look it up. Bunny rabbits giving birth. I'm doing some personal hobby study on the American Cottontail because I joke that it's because of the American Cottontail that we were able to settle the West without them putting a rabbit on the spigot for dinner. Hidalgo. Hidalgo, considered the greatest long-distance racer there is, and he went and ran the brutal. I tell you guys, this thing wants me to misspell S-P-I-C-K-E-T. S-P-I-C-K-E-T. And there's a red line under it. Now, I don't know, will it go away? No. And so you wonder why I have misspelled words? I know. And then Google's like, or the, whatever the thing, I swear, S-P-C, S-P-I-C-K-E-T. S-P-I-C-K-E-T. That's how they spell it, but they don't want me to spell it that way. I swear I'm not crazy. I fight this thing all the time, right, sweetie? Damn. Waste 15 minutes trying to make because it'll drive you crazy. Crazy. Race in Saudi Arabia in the early 1900s, I think. But it's a true story. It's a real interesting view. Oh, what a great show about the guy that took a Mustang to Saudi Arabia and showed that the Mustang, the wild American horse, was a tough animal. I highly recommend Hidalgo. But without having a cameraman following me around, showing the action, and Steve in his real life situation, who knows? And I don't know what you think about that, but it's the lotto ticket for the poor. You can't win if you're not entered. I do stocks, and that's a pretty, we're all the way back to 2021 levels on the stock market. And there's the bug. Oh, and I don't know whether any of this is true because, they show that and it looks cool to me with the 67 bumpers, or yeah, in 68 they made the flat steel bumper, but back in the day, that chrome on the back of a car, like, where the heck's this? Carnegie. I don't know whether they show an old bumper or not. Yeah, cool, chrome, straight. Now that looks cool to me. I know y'all want something else, but you can make a Volkswagen fly. Jump it. There aren't many cars that you could jump and make something, not have it break apart. I'm always looking for a neat idea, and I don't know. Politics, don't discuss politics. Coal mining. Dang, I'm sure I'm not looking real good. I haven't done a lot of things, but yeah, I have gone out and panned. Sorry, sweetie, didn't mean to scare you. You're out here listening to me, my little pet. And I'll have to show you some of my gold panning. Well, equipment, gold mining equipment. Yeah, I do all my work at 0 dark 30. I don't even know that this light's bright enough to show it to you. It's back here. Sluices, dredges. I got a little mini trommel. I'd hate to go into see the trommel right here. Oh, I don't know if I can get a close-up of it. But I got it all pump fed. Ooh, look it up on eBay. It's an asset. Still used. And I could go gold mining with it to boot. It's hard to see, but I even have a dredge. It's old school, but it still floats and works. But that was a hobby with potential. That's why I did it. Yeah, it was fun to go up. It's like fishing. You can spend way too much money doing it. But if you go with somebody you like, you have a good day, and you prospect the creeks, and you come up with some gold, you'll think that it's worth that everything, but it was a lot of fun. Turning a scrap into masterpiece, And you gotta watch a good Western every now and then. And I haven't watched this one yet, but this is what, everybody thinks you need for YouTube is, can you buy that thing and start a show and rebuild a castle? Not our youth. They might be able to use oh, sweetie's listening real hard. I wish I had a cameraman, my little girl, coming out to eat while Loki's hiding in the basement. That's a cool thing. Wouldn't that be interesting? But I can't get one bobblehead naysayer or troll. to help me with it on the porch, even though we could have a party and watch the squirrels and rabbits. I can't. You know, I'm not in the top 3%, and most of us aren't. You know, talk about the finances, gemstones. What a great asset. You know, you can hang on to them forever, and when you're hurting, come up with some dough. Rocks so big my wife won't wear them. It's a parody on them risque cleaning videos that I can't do. I haven't watched this one. The girls get a lot of views. You know, the all-female astronauts. And this gal's gone big, but she only got 51,000 views in 5 hours, you know. She's been doing it at least 6, pushing 7 years, but it helps to have a pretty face. I do keep up on this, you know, you can't always look at one side of a story. You know, this is the best mapping of what's really going on in Ukraine. And you know, are we trapping the Democrats? I want to find that ship with all that gold in it and, you know, going through a junkyard and taking pictures. You could do that, you know. Gold on Clear Creek, you know, Colorado. It's just up the hill. I been a gold bug for a lot of years, you know. For anybody with, I don't know. I've lived through 2, 3 recessions, and real estate is wealth building, owning assets. Probably the best thing I ever did. I don't even want to go into that this is an autobiography for heirs I may not ever meet. And then there I am, hot diggity dog, the Youth Truth Podcast. Like, subscribe, comment. Now, what's she doing on my show? Well, this girl, Emma Shea, is doing a restoration. Excuse me. On an old home. And I don't even want to. It was a parody on me and my fireplace. Move that camera over there, cameraman. Well, it's not here. On my porch where I sit and stay warm. Heck, this morning it was supposed to snow. And, you know, I got a lot of wood. But, you know, light fires. But she has been doing a podcast for 12 and a half years. And now she's doing better. And, you know, I just, obviously you saw me in my purple PJs. I just don't look as cute as her. And, you know, old men sitting on a couch watching YouTube probably want to watch some girl in a leather coat, all dressed to the hilt, fix up an old building rather than an old man with a rabbit talking about how to make the channel. Nice tale. I like that one. Says you can be anything you want to be. You just have to believe. Retirement. Are you sure? Impossible tricks. American river mining. I don't know what else have they got for me. TLT, don't buy the dip. I don't know. 30-year treasury bonds just hit a double bottom. And, I'd have to, I was looking at it this morning. I don't know whether I could, it's on my computer downstairs. I'll try and edit in a picture of the chart. I don't know. But if you had 86 bucks, held it for 3 years, you might make 50 bucks on one share. But, no, how many people even have $400 to try? I'm trying to show people try to make $13 a day times 5 times 52. It's a hobby. And that's a hell of a hobby to try and learn that now. But, with all the new trading platforms, you can do it with 120 bucks if you don't get greedy. They play on people's emotions. And so, everybody wants to make $1,000 a day. Where was that thing? Oh, I don't know. I saw something about make $1,000 a day. Well, you have to work your tail off for 4 years to get a degree. You better work your tail off for some time trying to make a channel. American Pickers, every one of those pieces of junk is an asset. It's a business channel. When in doubt, but can you find a buyer for it? Just like can you find a buyer for your YouTube channel? It's going to take a little while. I don't know about a VW truck. I like Volkswagens, especially old rear wheel drive. Traveled all the 48 lower United States in a VW Westphalia motorhome with my family. We had a blast. Lawn care is a business you can start without a whole lot of money. I did it for a lot of years when I was young. Yeah, they get all kinds of views with that kind of advertising. Yeah, I don't believe that. Creates wooden wonders, don't you wish you had a shop like that with chandeliers that look like whales? I do. But this is I got me and my buddy Jim. I didn't get any views on GTX. Couple old men tried to, because, getting anybody interested in this, even though I think we could have some fun trying to do it, because nobody wants to just sit and listen to me rattle. Austin Healey, I still have some appreciation for Go Race It, man. You take its weight to horsepower. Yeah. There you go. I'm so mad. 12, and I don't have the money. Sounds good. I got some low dollar assets sitting in my front yard that I've tried to show you on the channel. But whether you think that's worth nothing to a certain percentage of the public, especially those in the top 20% with money to burn might buy it. That's a low market share though, you know. There we go, 8 days camping in the Amazon. This gal is on the right here, that one. I've studied her channel. And she's building an art studio out in the desert with her dog Akela. But I didn't know she went to the Amazon, so I'll have to watch it, see what she does. But she's been working on her channel for 15 years too. And so now they're starting to get to where they'll pay off. You know, once again, my channel's from a dude's side because I just don't have the physique of a gal side. And they didn't have YouTube when I was a kid to try and start this. If you know, as a hobby, you know, why build boats or why, I don't know, you could even have a fishing hobby and make a YouTube channel at the same time. All of the rich are doing it. I mean, I don't even want to go into that emulate the rich. You know, restoration, you know, why would you restore it unless you made money on the channel and money on the chair? People would throw that out, but me, I'd pick it up probably, maybe. I don't know. It's not really got any eye appeal to me. Most of my furniture has a little eye appeal. They look cool to me. You know, what looks cool to you? Comment, subscribe, like. Thanks to all my subscribers. Nope, I'll say that again. Thanks to all my subscribers. I got 105. Been handing out business cards. You guys, anybody check my channel, they'll see the cards. I've been a salesman. You got to promote this. And what the heck, I'm doing it for my daughter and heirs I don't see. You know, it's something to do while I mess around. TikTok, a big discussion, you know. And they're bringing back the old cars. I don't know. Ooh, check out that unbelievable 70 VW Beetle. Insane twin turbo. There I am.
Rare images that will make you say, damn.
Click the wrong button. I have to edit that. Where was I? Where was I? There. The Youth Truth Podcast. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks, subscribers. I really appreciate you. But it's a parabolic curve. You keep it up, that's what she said, and you'll have some fun and excitement. They were so abundant, and you never watch a cowboy movie. Well, this is Loki, my daughter's dog I'm babysitting, and the doggone, we won't look at that, Nugget, the neighbor dog. what a cool name, because I like gold, But Loki jumped the fence in a heartbeat. Going over there. Thank goodness my neighbors like me. Despite my old man exuberance. But I take care of the yard for the widow and the other girl. They got a boy to I gotta do the dog thing. Wildlife photography is hard. Well, you guys, there'll be days like this where you troll yourself because I've only received 5 views in 2 days. I do know that most of my views are on the weekend. It's already Saturday morning. I know you want another guest, but do you know how hard it is to get a guest to come to your show? Boy, howdy, none of them will help you out. Even if you're as enthusiastic as me. So keep trudging, what do you guys want to see? Make a comment. I have 105 subscribers, and I think most of them are the ratings people. Who knows? Like, subscribe, comment, Youth Truth Podcast. It might be the footnail. Rabbits are boring, but Sweetie's cool. But somehow I'm reaching my target audience. So, who knows? We'll just keep trying. Ooh, look at that. Not much else going on. It used to be I was getting to old men, but old men don't want to hear old man talk. Can't see the screen. It's a UFO. Why? Right, sweetie.